Hello, online crew. Let's talk about money today. If you have any kind of money issues or money blocks, this video is for you, because there's a lot of people in this industry that don't really go after what they want, not because they're not capable, not because they don't really even know how. It's because they've deep down got some kind of block in some way that kind of stops them from doing it. So sort of like hidden money blocks. And a lot of these things come from a childhood. So we need to unpack that as well, like regarding money blocks. So if you've been brought up with a family that never really had an abundance of money, you were told often, oh, we can't afford that, or we can't go on that holiday because, we can't afford it, or you can't have that clothing or that toy or something like that because we can't afford it, then subconsciously we keep getting sort of these thoughts in our mind of not affording things, not being able to afford things. So there's always, that kind of lack of money. So if you've been brought up with that kind of lack of money, then that could be a subconscious kind of money block that stops you from really thinking of money abundantly. And there's money everywhere, and there's enough money to go around, and there's enough money for everybody to make lots of money. There's no ceiling on money. But people don't generally think that way, unfortunately. There's usually like a ceiling to money that people have, or that lack mentality. And if that exists for you, that is going to be a problem in this industry of network marketing or social selling, however you want to phrase it, because there's literally, there's always a ceiling, but there's so much money that you can make in network marketing, but you'll probably never really achieve that if you put ceilings on money, or you think there's, a lack of money, or you think it's hard to make money, or you think your worth is tied to money. So it is definitely something to unpack. Like, can you relate to this at all? If you're watching and you can relate to this, just drop the number 1 down below. Let me know that this is making sense so far. And what I want to elaborate on in this video is 3 main things from a book that I have been reading. I alluded to it last week. If you caught my video last week, and if you didn't, definitely go and watch that video. But something I alluded to in that video is this book here. So it's called The Illusion of Money by Kyle Cease. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce that, but if you've got any kind of issues with money or money blocks, I would highly recommend you get this book. It's not a very big book, but man, does it challenge your thoughts around, the illusion of money. And if you can think differently about money, you can actually bring about more of an abundance of money to you. So I just want to share with you 3 takeaways that I've taken away. So I haven't actually even finished this book yet, but I want to share with you 3 main takeaways that I've got from it already, which are things that I think everyone needs to think about. The first one is that we are not our bank balance, but a lot of people value their worth by their bank account. It's kind of like the more money that you have in your bank account, the more kind of valuable that you are. And that is just not the case. So Kyle challenges that theory in this book, that we are not our bank balance. Your worth is not equal to the amount of money that you have. And we need to let go of that kind of tie to, self-worth and income and money. So just taking some things from the book, when we tie our self-worth to our income, we stay small because we are constantly trying to earn worth instead of embody it. Like we're constantly trying to earn our worth when we think that way, rather than just really embody our self-worth and believe in our self-worth. And your self-worth is far more valuable than the dollars. But when you lead from value with who you are, what you offer, how you help people, the money will come. So if you stop focusing on the money as the main thing and embody your self-worth as the main thing, the money will come afterwards. So it's really putting the value of money differently. Okay, I hope that makes sense. The second main thing is money doesn't equal security. So we really should challenge that belief that we have that money is what gives us a security in life. Security comes from internal things, not money. Yes, money can help obviously along the way, but security should come from internal, not external. Like you can have very, very little, but feel, secure in life. You don't necessarily have to have a lot of money to feel secure. And the problem with money equaling security, if that's the way that you see it, is that if you rely on money to feel safe, let me say that again, if you rely on money to feel safe, you're always going to be playing small. You're always going to stay in your comfort zone because that's safe. So if you rely on money to feel safe, remember I say this all the time, when you are feeling safe, you are not expanding. You are not taking opportunities. You're not taking any risks. You're not having that conversation with somebody that's scary. You're not putting yourself out there on social media. You're not taking opportunities and risks. And that's not what is going to help you be successful in this industry. We know that success is on our other side of our comfort zone. But when we tie in that security and money is what gives us that security, we're always going to be playing small. Now that's dangerous if you want good success in this industry. It just doesn't work to play safe. So that's something, really to be aware of. People that say, and you know how this goes in the industry, particularly with things like, conferences in the industry. Like when I have more money, I'll go and do that. Or when I've made more money in my business, then I'll invest in some mentorship. Like all those kind of things that exist. It's the wrong way of thinking. And that alone highlights somebody that's got money blocks. So, things like conferences, attending events for your company, they really should be non-negotiable, because it's the belief that you get from those events. It's the conversations that you have. It's the relationships that you build that fuel you to go on and build your business. Things like investing in, like I know I've done it, investing, and I still do it to this day. I've just invested in mentorship again, new mentorship. Like I'm always investing in myself. I can't afford not to, because when I stop investing in myself and I stop growing, and I can't get to the next level in my business unless I continue to grow. Like you can't afford not to go to conferences and invest in yourself, even whether you can afford or not. You just find a way. And those people that do it, they're the ones that grow. They're the ones that get the results. They're the ones that, surprise themselves with the outcome. So when we tie, money to like expenditure instead of opportunity, that's a money block as well. Okay. And the last one is we should focus more on like expansion rather than just dollars as the results. Too many people are focusing on money being the ultimate kind of result. But particularly in this industry of network marketing, the dollars is definitely not, the end result. It's how you grow as a person. It's the person that you, step into becoming. It's the leader that you grow into being. It's the quality of your lifestyle. It's the relationships that you have. It's the people that uplift you. There is so much more to success than money. So when you just equate success to money, it's going to hold you back. So when you can focus on expansion and growth and development and stepping into that amazing human being you know you can be, the money will come. But when you focus on the money being the end result, you're missing all the growth, and you will not become the person you need to become to earn the money. And this book challenges all of that. Like, if you've got any kind of issues with money or money blocks, do yourself a favor and go, there's not only this book, there's lots of books that you could you could read up about this. But I do believe in this particular industry, a lot of people play small because of their issues around money and money blocks. And you may not even be aware that you have them until you start thinking about it. And the reason why I do these types of videos at the beginning of every week is to help you be a better version of yourself and help you to see things that you don't even see. And I know there are so many of you out there that have issues with money and money blocks, and you are not even aware of it. But I guarantee you, if you're playing small in your business, even if you've had some success and then you've gone backwards in your business, you've probably even self-sabotaged your own success because maybe you've got a money block. You will always play small if you've got money blocks. So do yourself a massive favor and do some personal development work with the money and overcoming money blocks. And I've just given you 3 of my biggest takeaways of this book, and I haven't even finished the book yet. Like, it's incredible, basically the illusion of money. And if you don't overcome that, you'll probably always put a ceiling on your potential. If you thought abundantly about money, if you thought abundantly about the opportunity of money, you thought abundantly about your endless potential to earn the whatever amount of money that you wanted, you would act differently. Guarantee it. So if you're playing it safe, you're not getting outside your comfort zone, please listen to, with all of that, listen to the video that I did this time last week. A lot of feedback from that video last week on, blocks and playing small. That video was all about, if you're playing small, you need to watch that video. So go and watch that video, go and watch the replay of that video. And this, and I talked about this book in last week's video, but I'm just expanding on that. Money blocks is a massive thing. And money blocks will stop you being the top earner that you might want to be, or just breaking through that ceiling. All of you probably have a number that you don't think you can get past, or that you'd like to get to, but you don't think you can. If your little voice in your head, like you've got a goal and it's like, yeah, I'd love to make 6 figures maybe. But deep down, your little voice says, you're probably not going to do it. You've got money blocks. Absolutely, 100%. Because if you thought abundantly about money, you would think you've probably got personal blocks as well, like playing small and playing it safe and all those other things. But money blocks is a massive issue for a lot of people in this industry. And I just really encourage you to do the personal work that you need to do, because if you don't, even if you get some success in the industry, you'll end up self-sabotaging yourself and going backwards. So you'll have some success, but then you'll shoot yourself in the foot and you won't even realize you're doing it subconsciously. And for those of you that grew up in your family without an abundance of money, it's probably buried in your subconscious, maybe, that you don't really think you can earn a lot of money because no one else in your family ever has. Break that mold. Like, think abundantly about money and the potential of you to earn money. But like what I mentioned in this video about just 3 of the challenges around money, and that money equals security. No, it doesn't. And that the more money you have in the bank, in your bank account, the more valuable you are. No, it doesn't. But if that's kind of how you think, like, and you're always chasing money, like if you just know you're always on the chase for money and there's always more bills than money, and that you just constantly stress about money, and that you think there's a lack of money, you need to do some work on the illusion of money. Because there is money everywhere. People are spending money every single day. If you think your products are too expensive and people can't buy them, you need to work on that. There are plenty of people out there. There's plenty of people in this industry that are very, very successful because they're spending the money. So having money blocks can really hold you back in this industry. And I just really challenge you to, not only this industry, in your life, in your lifestyle, in what you believe to be true about money. Challenge that. Challenge that with this book, The Illusion of Money. I hope you go and do some work on this if this is an issue for you, because we are run by our subconscious. And if you've got issues with money and money blocks, and you are that type of person that thinks the amount of money in your bank account is equal to your self-worth, then, and you put your self-worth down because you don't have a lot of money in your bank account, you need to do some work on money. Your self-worth is not tied to dollars at all. Never should be. Never was, never, it's not now, and it shouldn't be in the future. So that's the kind of work that you should do so you can become very successful in this industry. And you can get out of your comfort zone and work towards what it is that you want. Okay? So food for thought there around money and money blocks, and maybe some work that you might want to do. And I hope that book is helpful to some of you that have those blocks. This week in the coaching community, I'm going deeper in conversations, the biggest mistakes people make with conversations in this industry on social media. That's what I'm going through for you guys. So don't miss that training. And I will see you guys, on this public live video. I'll be live here again in a couple of days. And coming up, for the next couple of weeks after this week, I will be traveling again. So I won't be on my normal sort of live schedule. I'm going to what's it called? Let me get the name right. Los Cabos in Mexico. I qualified for an all expenses paid trip to Los Cabos in Mexico. So this time next week, I will be on an airplane. So I'll share that journey with you guys next week, but I'll still be live this week in a couple of days' time, and coaching community members will be going through the biggest mistakes that people make, with conversations and social media and in Messenger on your exclusive training this week. So I'll see you on that training. Bye.